Welcome back to another Photography POV, back in Edinburgh, Scotland, and today is a very special one. We're starting out with some landscape photography just outside of the city centre, visiting Arthur's Seat, before moving back into the city for some more urban photography, ending with a beautiful sunset looking out over the city. And let's get started. It's good after being in cities for so long, first London, now Edinburgh, to finally get out there and do some hiking and do some proper landscape photography here. We're just starting with some easy shots. It's quite bright out, the sun is definitely shining, but it's also raining a little bit. So let's just get started with some easy shots to warm up. I really like these rocky formations and of course the autumn vibes overall. And it's just nice to be outside the city, as I said. So let's see what we have here. Right, I kind of like the rocks here and then the trees in the background to get the autumn vibes, you know, in one picture. Try to get low to have some foreground as well. And then just the formations, just the rocks, the cliffs, the hills. It's nice to see something different now, after seeing cityscapes for so long. Actually looking for some more interesting things. I know there's some ruins around here as well. But just some warm-up shots to get going. We can see the ruin from here actually. But we'll slowly get closer. This pathway is always nice. You know, I have a leading line to the rocks. We can definitely use that. And as I said, rain, sunshine, so we have a rainbow here. Actually nice picture to make. And this path looks kind of interesting, so let's take a shot of that as well. And then we should be getting close to the ruin actually. So this is our first landmark, or one of the only landmarks I suppose, except for the landscape itself. Actually looks really cool. Let's try to get some foreground in there and also try to hide people so that we have a cool looking photo. Yeah, I like that. It's quite simple, but it works. Let's climb up the rocks here. Oh, this is actually kind of nice photo of the city itself with the rocks as foreground. That looks pretty cool. Window into the city. Right, this is kind of a cool angle for the ruin. We have some rocks in the foreground still. Right, trying to move around different angles. I think this works. We have some foreground. Don't have too much city in the background as well. Gonna try from the side because I kind of would like a photo of the ruin without the city in the background, but that's difficult. This one will definitely have the city. I think it's pretty inevitable here. But it looks cool. The old meets the new, I guess. Alright, let's see what else we can see here. Alright, well, it was quite windy here. Luckily, I'm doing these afterwards, but yeah, kind of nice view of the hills and then the city in the background. Path as a leading line here again. It just looks very, very cool. I'm very lucky with the weather because it's completely cleared up now. And it's just sunny days. This lake looked really cool, so I decided to hike down here and get some photos here. As you can see, it's still quite windy though. Alright, so we're looking out over the cliffs, trying to get some foreground, but first let's get the city. That's the castle in the background there. Alright, now let's try to get off one of the cliff itself before we get back into the city. Really like the look of it. And it's just so nice that this is so close to the city center. Alright, trying to get low, get some blurry foreground elements. And then here we have a nice pathway, the autumn vibes. Let's do a landscape mode. One more of the big cliff here. Looking pretty cool. Yes, there we go, just the end of it. It's very simple shots, but I just really like the look of this landscape. Might be because of the cities. Alright, we're back in the city now. We have a lot of harsh lighting though. But maybe we can get some cool effects with that. Just had the bright sun behind this. So we're moving on to a different part of Edinburgh today that I still wanted to visit in my short time here. Including this lovely part, which has some really nice vibes to it. So we're just gonna walk around, see what we can see. So that was the bridge I was on earlier. It looks really nice, especially with the big building behind it as well, with the tower. Looks very, very cool. Let's get some foreground elements in. Yeah, I kind of like that. So moving on, we have this like big bridge going over us, the forest and the walking people in front. I think that makes for a nice photo. This thing looks really cool. And I think there's a statue in the middle, so we can probably get some interesting shots. Maybe if we walk around it so we can actually see the statue a little bit better. Ooh, the sun might be nice to play with here. Trying to get just enough, like a little bit of lens flares in there. Could be really cool. I think that works. You know, trying to get the right balance of sun and statue. Alright, we're now in Circus Lane, which is another really cool place for a nice photo. Because you have this street leading up to the tower. Just a perfect leading line. So let's add a little bit more to that. Get a low, different perspective. I really like this perspective usually, and especially with the yellow line leading the right way as well. Just another element to make this photo even better. But I would like to try and see if we can add some foreground maybe, to make it more interesting. And I had to have some clearly different perspectives here. We could maybe do one with these plants in front, just to have something in the foreground. And there we go. Always nice to go low in the middle of the road, because it just looks very cool. And there we go. We're back in the city center, and this is a great opportunity to take a photo of this building right for the middle of the road with the traffic in front. So I'm now walking up Calton Hill to have a great view of the city. As you can see, we're just getting started, but already the views are quite spectacular. And we will have the sunset here as well. So it's quite busy here, so that's not great for photos, but let's just take the photo anyway, you know. But here, we'll have a great view of the sun setting over the city. It's quite harsh still, but that might be a very cool effect. I kind of like this one. Let's go landscape as well. It's quite harsh, but it is kind of cool to look at as well. So the sun is slowly setting further, which will make it a little bit easier to capture a good photo. And the city just looks so cool from here. Definitely a great place to visit. Wish I came here earlier, I guess. But I'm guessing it's always very busy here. But I've got a quite good spot here, I think. Just getting some different perspectives over the city. And we can see the whole street down there as well. And yeah. That's a nice shot, I think. And that's going to be it for this POV. If you want to see more POVs, click the playlist on the screen. This is also going to be the end of my UK mini-series. This is everything I could record in the 5 days I was there. Hopefully you've enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.